Hey, welcome to Everyday Reviews. Today we're having a look at this. What does it look like to you? Yeah, it might look like a minivan. However, this is the Kia Carnival. Kia does not call this a minivan. They don't call it an SUV. They call it an LUV, or LUV for short. And for 2025, this new lifestyle utility vehicle gets some major changes in design, interior technology, as well as a brand new hybrid powertrain. So today we're going to share with you the top things that we love about this new lifestyle utility vehicle and the things that we don't love about it. All new design up front here. You get that synonymous tiger nose front grille. I like how they've accented it with the chrome, the segments here. But what's really noticeable and very different is they've adopted that star map lighting that you've seen on some of the newer Kias coming out. As well, we actually have vertical LED headlamps. Now, all Carnivals come with LED headlamps, but depending on what trim, they're either regular LEDs or you get projector style headlamps that this one has here. The base LX trim comes with 17-inch wheels. EX and above get 19-inch wheels. This is the EX Hybrid, so it gets the 19-inch wheels. Look familiar? They look very much like the EV9 wheels that we tested not too long ago. Yeah, not a bad looking wheel. It's all alloy. You get just a plastic center cap on these here. Size-wise, the Carnival has not really grown or shrunk on this hybrid version. It's the same length, it's the same width, however, it's a little bit shorter, but you get a little bit more ground clearance on here. Now, the LX trim is only available in the gas trim. In the hybrid, it starts at the LX Plus, which gives you a few extra goodies. So yeah, no base trim on the hybrid. Now, even the base LX Plus on the hybrid come with a few nice features. Now, I walked up the vehicle and the mirrors unfolded. Now, if I get close enough to the door with the key fob in my pocket, it's actually going to open by itself, hands-free. I can turn that on or off, by the way, through the menu inside. So really handy when you have your hands full. I've actually used it quite a few times this holiday season to load things in. Now, one thing though, when you're loading things out or unloading things, there is no way to have it close by itself. So you do have to actually hit the button on the inside, hit this button, or even just pull the door handle for it to close. So yeah, it'd be nice if you could walk away and it would close as well, or have some sort of a kick feature. One thing Kia has not changed on this new Carnival is this design piece right here, this chrome piece, which on our first video we said it kind of looks like a fishing lure. Hey, it's there to attract your eyes, right? New look in the back as well. It's being all cleaned up. You get that same star map lighting design back here. It goes and curves down with the vertical LED tail lamps. You get a hidden rear wiper here, and LX Plus mentioned it gets a lot of standard features, including the power sliding doors as well as a power hands-free power liftgate. Now, I have the smart trunk turned off right now, so it works the same way as the side, where if you get close enough, it beeps a few times and it will open by itself. Now, what do you hear right now? It is beeping because this also has auto close. And you can turn that on or off through the menu system, but you can also bypass it. Like, since it's going right now, I could actually hit that off right now, and there it is. Now, if I didn't hit that off, I could grab my goodies when I got back here, and as I walk away, it's gonna sense there's no one there, and then it's going to actually close by itself. Whether you call this an LUV, an SUV, or a minivan, hey, it should have a capital U in it for utility, tons of utility. This is an 8-passenger vehicle, but what I do like about these type of vehicles, for instance, we have the one side of the third row folded down so you could put longer objects in it, and on the right side we have the seat up so someone could sit there, and I do like having a trough here to keep everything tidy. So if you're getting groceries and things like that, you can put that there. They're not going to roll around. If you have longer items, for instance, this travel trunk, we can put that there and still have lots of room for seating. You also get a 12-volt outlet, a 100-watt plug here, and some additional storage. What I like, these little cubbies on the side, they're very handy for throwing little knickknacks in, things that actually you don't want to roll around. Need more room, so easy to stow these. One, pull, and two, fold it down, just like so. One, two, and pull, down she goes. Look at that room. Lots to talk about on the inside of this new Carnival. Now we mentioned there is the LX Plus as the base trim for the hybrid. There's the EX that we're driving here, and there's the top of line SX Plus. So on this EX and the LX Plus, you do get the same displays, which is a 12.3-inch infotainment screen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as well, which looks like a 12.3-inch screen, and it is for your driver cluster, but you get a 4-inch screen in front of you, plus two screens flanking each side with speedometer and tachometer. You can't change anything on those screens. So if you go to the top trim SX Plus, you get a different 12.3-inch screen, which you can actually cycle things through. We'll talk about in a second what else you get for the top trim, but still lots of standard equipment, especially even on this mid trim right here that we have. Other things that are very handy on this Carnival, especially if you're carrying passengers in the back, if you swipe down from that screen, you have this thing called passenger talk. All right, now I'm talking, I can hear my voice echoing in the back. It's because it's amplifying and projecting my voice through the speakers, which is extremely handy when you're carrying passengers, kids that they say, I can't hear you, I don't know, and you're asking them questions, and instead of getting frustrated, they have no reason to not hear you unless they have earphones on or something like that. Also on higher trims like the SX Plus or the EX Plus in the gas version, you can also get a in-cabin camera so you can check out what's happening there. All right, so below this new CCNC infotainment system, you have the dual function panel here. We first saw that on the Kia EV6. We weren't fans of it then, and I'm still not a fan of it now. Why? Because it's dual function. You can use it as your regular infotainment for your setting up for your menus, your home, your radio, or for your climate control. But you actually have to switch back and forth. And yeah, I wish it was separate. It does provide a much cleaner look, I have to admit that. And it's like sometimes I want, when I'm driving, I'm not looking down, I'm like, I want to turn up the volume, but it's not working. Basically, I'm just making myself hotter, or vice versa. I know there are redundant controls on the steering wheel, but yeah, maybe it's just me. Below that, we have all our connectivity. It's all USB-C on this vehicle as well. We have wireless charging. Speaking of wireless, you also get a shift-by-wire. Only on the hybrid models get the shift-by-wire, so you have your gear selector here. And below that, I love that Kia has maintained some actual physical buttons, especially for your heated seats, your heated steering wheel. This is equipped with a heated windshield. So you just get in here, just hit, that's it. There's no going through menus. Absolutely love that. Thank you, Kia, for that. A decent amount of storage in the middle console. Now on this EX trim, not only do we get the power driver's seat, but we get a power passenger seat. And this is extremely handy because you can actually go from the driver's side and move your seat forward and back or recline it. And guess what? Maybe you're using this to pick up some extra kids or maybe a ride share. You need to move that seat. Really, really easy. Now, if you go into the top trim SX Plus, you'll get some other goodies. We mentioned that in-cabin camera, but also you get dual power sunroofs on there. You get full leather surfaces that are ventilated for your seats. For the front seats, you get heated second row seats for outboard seats as well. You also get a Bose audio system, a digital key 2.0, and a head-up display. So let's check out the back. Second rows of LUVs and minivans are very important because this is where all your precious cargo are going to be, mainly kids and whoever you're carrying back here on a regular basis. So comfort-wise, this is an 8-passenger vehicle. It's not until you get to the SX Plus where you get the captain seats for the top of the trim, and that makes it a 7-passenger vehicle. I like the bench seat because you never know if you need that extra person. You do get on this EX trim sunshades, which is important for keeping the sun out, as well as a little bit more privacy. Large drink holders. I do like the addition of the grocery bag hook on the back of the seat back. It's nothing, there's none on the driver's side though. Another 12-volt outlet and another 100-watt plug. This is also equipped with your own climate control for the rear. We have our controls up on the roof. There is no dual sunroof system on this EX. You do get that on the top of the line. Now, if we do want, we can fold that middle seat down. It gives us a little bit of a working tray here, as well as a couple drink holders and some compartments for your devices, actually. So they've thought that through. Now I'm going to show you something kind of cool. So these seats slide forward and backward, which is very handy, especially if you need extra room for cargo, for instance. By the way, all these seats actually come out without a tool. So that is a big factor if you are buying a minivan and you see yourself actually once in a while taking the seats out for moving cargo, or maybe it's used for work as well. That might be something to consider, because some other ones don't do that, and you actually need tools. You have to defeat certain sensors. They all actually come out, so you can make this basically a cargo van. But this is what I want to show you. We're sitting in the middle here. Normally, no one likes to sit in the middle, but in this case, hey, not so bad at all, because these seats slide forward and back, right? But not only that, check how far this middle seat slides, all the way back, basically as far as the third row. So look how much legroom I have here. Normally, no one wants to sit back here, but this is like exit row seating on a plane, the poor man's business class. Yeah, you don't have armrests, but there's no one beside you. This is the best back here. And this is such a unique feature, and I think a feature that if we had this minivan, I think it'd be used a lot. For instance, hey, you have 5 people, you don't want to throw someone in the third row, and guess what? You can separate kids even, so they're not too close together, and you can still carry cargo on either side and in behind as well. They even have sunshades for the third row windows as well. Look at this, so much room. Woo! Let's get driving. Another day of liquid sunshine on the West Coast. It's pouring rain, wet's new. It's okay though. We are sitting inside the Carnival, driving now. Heated seat, heated steering wheel is on. We're all good. We're all good there. So what do we hear? Yeah, almost nothing, right? Some fan for the climate control, but okay, the gas engine just kicked on. Not sure if you can even hear that, but this is a regular hybrid. It's not a plug-in, so there's nothing you have to actually do. It just does everything for you. And yeah, so overall, the experience is fairly seamless. So let's just talk about the other power plant first, which is the 3.5 liter V6, that puts out 288 horsepower, 260 pound-feet of torque, and that's matched to an 8-speed automatic transmission. If you want to tow with that, it'll do 3,500 pounds. But then we have the brand new Carnival HEV, the hybrid that we're driving right now. Underneath the hood is a 1.6 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, and that's matched to a hybrid system with a 54 kilowatt motor. And that's the largest electric motor in the Kia hybrid family. It really does help when you're driving around town or just accelerating to actually get you up and going. And if there's any type of turbo lag, it kind of takes care of that and until that boost gets enough. So it's always been a really good thing having a hybrid for a turbocharged engine. And also right now we're in traffic. We're stopped, we have everything running, but the gas engine is not running right now. We're in EV mode, so that's also going to save a lot of fuel. So this is matched to a 6-speed automatic transmission, and horsepower is a little bit lower, 242 horsepower, but you get 10 pound-feet more of torque, so 270 pound-feet, and that is also very, very welcome. Yeah, it's usually the torque that you actually really notice. This will make a run to 100K or 62 miles an hour in 9.2 seconds. Yeah, not lightning fast. If you go for the 3.5 liter V6, that's gonna do it in 8.4, so a little bit quicker, but hey, this is not a sports car by any means. Like an SUV, you kind of ride up higher on here. Visibility is very good actually. Front, side, and rear. We got a good wiper back there going. I have good visibility. Mind you, we don't have anyone sitting back there. This gets almost 4 liters per 100K better fuel economy in city and highway combined driving. So 7.2 liters per 100K, which is really, really good. It's not quite as good as the Toyota Sienna, which is also hybrid, but it's pretty close and very, very good if you consider this is a 3-row, 8-passenger vehicle. So really no compromise at all. Now, speaking of efficiency, we have some paddles behind the steering wheel here. And are they for changing gears? Yes and no. So when you start up the Carnival Hybrid, it defaults to eco mode right off the bat. So it really wants to eco the most efficiency, and that's fine. But when you actually hit the paddles, it actually it changes 3 different steps of regen braking. And this is kind of unusual because normally you don't get this type of setting for like variable setting for a conventional hybrid. Usually that's reserved for electric vehicles, sometime like PHEVs, like the Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV. But yeah, this one actually has that. And yeah, if you want to get the most energy back into the battery, you're going to drive with that on. It's more efficient when you're doing it in the city. So let's just go and put it to level 3. It's not one pedal driving by any means, so just be aware of that, meaning, you know, if you're coming up to a car and you let off on the throttle, it's not going to completely come to a stop. But when I let off, I'm gonna just go right now and let off. You can feel it. Now, one thing about this Regen though, is there's a little bit of a delay. So if I let off right away and put my foot back on the throttle, it's actually not going to regen. There's a little delay and then it comes in. So, you know, don't expect it to be really, really quick. And I've noticed on a couple times with full regen, level 3 on, and if I was coming to a stop or slowing down fairly quick, that I've had a little bit of, it's not a shudder, it's just not the most seamless experience, mainly because I'm using regen, I'm actually using friction brakes, and since this is a conventional automatic transmission, not a CVT with just a single gear, sometimes just the timing wise, it may be just kicking into regen and maybe gearing down at the same time. If you go in and change your drive modes, we have sport and smart. Smart mode is kind of like an auto regen, and sport mode though is going to turn these paddles now into shifters. Now, if you want to just shift your own gears, I would just actually just normally have it on just auto. I'm totally fine with that for this type of vehicle. If it doesn't have load, when you're just driving around slow in a parking lot like I was, or you're stopped at a traffic light, or even if you're at speed, I was on the freeway doing over 100 kilometers an hour, and if it's under minimal load, and it'll actually turn that gas engine off, and you can go on EV, and it's just going to go on and off by itself when it can, and that's how it's going to save you money for sure. Now, this would be a very, very good vehicle. I mentioned when we were talking about the seat here, how you can adjust it from the driver's seat for ride share. You know, if you want to go and use Uber or Lyft or whatever with something like this, you got the power doors that you can control right there, and you have the beauty of the hybrids. So since you're gonna be in here all the time, driving a lot of stop and go traffic, it's definitely gonna save you money at the pumps and leave you more money as profit in your pocket. As well, you don't have to have the hassle of charging like an EV or a plug-in hybrid. I have some groceries in the back there. Now, you may have heard right there, I just mashed the throttle all the way down. We had a little bit of tire slippage, especially because it's really slippery outside and wet as well. We are turning a corner at the same time. So this Carnival, whether you get the gas or the gas hybrid, is only available as a front wheel drive vehicle. All-wheel drive is not available for now. So what do I love about this new Carnival LUV? Well, number one, it's the style. I think Kia's done a great job updating this style. I like the previous version, but this just looks more in line with the rest of their design language, yet it still has its own distinct DNA and look to it. Hey, let's face it, this is a minivan, but if you're gonna have to drive a minivan, why not make it look cool? And I think it looks pretty cool for a minivan or LUV. Number two, what I love about it, the hands-free power lift gate. Love that. It's not the only vehicle to have that, but like the fact that it has the hands-free power sliding doors. That's really, really handy. We've used it endless amount of times in the time that we've had this Carnival. Hands are full. Great feature. I wish that you could actually have a way to actually close it hands-free when you actually unload things, though. That would be very, very nice. Number three is the utility. Regardless if it's the Carnival or any other minivan, so much utility. You have that third row up, you have that nice trough area. We always do a lot of grocery shopping and shopping all the time. And be able to put your boxes and your bags and things in the trough area if you're not using that third row is so handy, because they're not rolling all the way around like you would have in an SUV. And if you need the extra room to be able to just fold everything down flat and go and remove that second row entirely without tools. And that middle seat for the second row, to be able to slide it back and forth or remove it, it's so unique, but so useful as well. You know, like I said, it's a poor man's business class seat in that middle row right there. Next thing is price. It comes with a lot of standard features and comes in below a lot of its competitors for sure. Plus you are getting that hybrid system, which is going to save you more at the pumps as well. What don't I love about the Carnival though is you talk about features on that top trim, and one of them, you get a 360 camera. The fact that you can't get the 360 camera on any other lower trims other than that SX Plus in this hybrid is a little bit disappointing. I know a lot of people that drive bigger vehicles like this would really, really welcome a 360 camera, especially if you've had one already. You're really going to miss it if you don't get that top SX Plus trim. Next thing, and it's to be expected since it's a turbocharged 4-cylinder, at times it's a little bit on the buzzy side, but hey, doesn't matter what turbo 4 you get, they're all kind of like that. But a lot of times you are in that EV mode or that hybrid, so that eliminates some of that. And the last thing we mentioned, no all-wheel drive. I don't know if this platform can accommodate to put an electric motor on that rear axle. If it can, I'd like to see them add that. Not all markets really need all-wheel drive, but for some, like our Canadian market here, it would be nice to have that option since other competitors do offer that. Other than that, if you are looking for a people mover, family vehicle, something efficient, something with a lot of features, up-to-date technology, you really should have a look at this new Carnival. There aren't a lot of vehicles out there like this. I've always tell people when they ask, hey, what's the best vehicle I should get for a family vehicle? I tell them, get a minivan, because they are so practical. And guess what? If it looks cool, why not? Why not get the minivan? Unless you are looking for something with all-wheel drive. But yeah, that's it for our look at the new Kia Carnival Hybrid. Let me know, what do you think of this new LUV from Kia? Leave a comment down there. Bye. Like always, if you enjoyed this video or any content on the channel, I have a lot of videos and not just automotive. We have tech, outdoor equipment, including robotic lawnmowers and snow blowers, and even travel, so something for everyone. I would really appreciate if you hit that like and subscribe button. It's completely free, and it allows me to continue creating more content like this for you. Hope to see you on the next video. Bye.